Hey guys and gals, it's Jim back here, and in this video we're going to do an out-of-box take a look at the parts on the Academy 1400 USS Missouri BB 63 Battleship. And before we really get going, the other day when I was running through some videos, checking out some different builds on the larger Tamiya one and stuff like that, I came across a video of I'm sure you all you modelers, whether you build cars, ships, whatever you build, most of us older modelers remember the old Revell kit that they still sell, mainly at Hobby Lobby. It was a nightmare of a kit. The back of the hull where the screws and the props went, I don't think it had props or screws. I think it just had a rudder. It looked like a cross between a humpback whale and something that might have been melted with a torch or something. The deck kind of sat on top of the hull, didn't fit right, and there wasn't a whole lot of parts count to it and everything. Well, I came across a young man, and by young man I mean youngster, but I came across a young man who built that kit and built it up really well, weathered it up to look very realistic, and did a little seascape base for it and everything. And it doesn't look like the same Revell kit that we're all used to and everything. He did an outstanding job. I left him a very nice comment about the work that he did, the exceptional work he did on it and everything. And I told him I was gonna give him a call out on my video within one of my next videos. So this is a call out to him. He goes by the YouTube channel name of Lego Biker. I didn't see anything on his channel. I went through browsed through his videos and everything. I didn't see anything with Legos really, but he builds a lot of models, a lot of model cars, airplanes, stuff like that. He's also into O-scale railroading and stuff like that. So if you guys get a chance, check out his channel. He's a pretty good model builder for a youngster and everything, and that's what this hobby needs. We need some new blood coming into it, because sooner or later a lot of us older guys are going to be, might be getting too old to be building models with shaky hands, bad eyesight, stuff like that, and I know through the years a lot of guys that I used to follow that build sci-fi models as I do. A lot of them have dropped off, disappeared, went by the wayside and stuff, and haven't seen much anymore from a lot of them too. So, but anyway, yeah, he did an exceptional job on that old Revell kit that was just a nightmare of a model, and it was very impressive. So, I'm just giving him the call out like I left him in the comments. So, Lego Biker, excellent job on your build of that old Revell kit. I believe that was a 1/537th. So, this particular one, that one ran about 21 inches long, I believe. This one is 1/400 that runs 26.5 inches long. The Tamiya 1/350, it runs 30 inches long. So this one is only like about 3 inches shorter than the Tamiya kit. And I'll tell you what, once you see the parts, this is an exact duplicate of the Tamiya kit. Assembly, parts count, everything. So the detail, everything, the molds, the different parts, molded, the detail, how it gets assembled, it's identical to Tamiya, and it's like about a third of the price. So, and once you see the big parts, the hull and the decking and stuff, it's like, why spend the money for a few inches difference in size? I mean, I know some people like a bigger model, if they're only building one model for a display, something that they're really into, okay. But if you're looking to build a ship that's still decent size, but for a fraction of the cost, this is the way to go. Like I said, this one ran, it was like $55, and if you had tax, whatever, maybe close to 60 or that if you order it on its own. But I ordered a couple kits with some photo etch and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to get rid of that box cover. I'm going to give you a quick look the way the box is packaged. Same as the Tamiya kit. It's got a lot of, reinforcement. and all that, the way they had it packaged. Of course, I took everything out of the plastic to get it ready for this video, so first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull out the hull. It's in there nice and snug. So that's your size of the hull and everything. It's all one piece, unlike the aircraft carrier that we just reviewed. It's got your stabilizers molded in there. Does have a little bit of sanding work, but it's not really nothing much at all, other than a few places where they broke off the injector pins and stuff like that. It's real clean, real crisp, real sharp. Another thing, there's not many no imperfections that I can see. It's nice and smooth. About the only place might be right up there on the front a little bit, but in person it's hardly noticeable. And hey, Battleship made out of steel, sides and stuff, armor plate and all that, it's going to have some dents and dings and stuff in it, but these are really clean, no flash, all the detail molded into it, as you can see, and all that. And again, on this one, if I can catch it right, there you can see those. You can't feel them, but they're there. That's where your boot line will get masked off and painted and everything. So that's real nice, because there's a lot of kits that don't do that, and you gotta eyeball it, measure it, and all that, mark it, and hopefully you get it nice and straight. Half the work here is done for you, so that's pretty cool. So we're gonna set that off to we're gonna throw that back in the box, keep things out of the way. Next parts I'll get out is your front and aft deck, 2 pieces. I did dry fit in the hull with these, butted them up edge to edge. Very little seam there, so mainly you're going to have your superstructure, your big part for the superstructure, that's going to cover probably 90% of it. So you probably little to no putty work at all, you know, seam work there. And what I'm planning on doing is underneath taking a nice thick piece of maybe 30,000, 40,000 styrene sheet and gluing it to both halves when I butt them up. Once I'll glue this in the hull, and then when I butt the other one up, I'll have something there, so you'll have a nice level joint there with no mismatches. That way the other part of the superstructure, the first layer of the superstructure parts, which is another big molded part, it'll fit on there nice and flush and everything. So but the detail on here, if I can get it right, they do have decking. It's textured decking, so that's cool. But all the little fine detail, I mean, this part, if you hold it next to the 350 Tamiya part, I compared videos, and I kind of, you know, I took in what I looked at. This is identical. It's just a little smaller, and it's not much smaller either. So 26.5 inches is a good size kit, and this is no little puppy, but you know, by any means and stuff. All the parts are the same as far as on the sprues and everything. The anchor chains, we can get her in there. The anchor chains are molded on there. Very nice and crisp. You know, I mean, if you want to sand them off or something and put real chains on there, you can, but these are molded on there. They look almost like a real chain compared to some. You just get a little, kind of like a little impression of a chain, but it's really smooth and doesn't have any dimension. This got a lot of dimension to it. I turn it sideways, as you can see. Sorry about the focusing. I'm trying to do the best I can. I don't normally do out-of-box videos, so bear with me. But anyway, yeah, it's real nice, as you can see there. The chain is raised up pretty good off the deck, like a real piece of chain would be and stuff like that. So there's a lot of parts that just go on this front section here, a lot of tiny detail parts and everything. The back half of the hull, same thing. There's a part that gets assembled into there. It's exactly the same as the Tamiya kit. It's a separate piece that goes in here and all that. So you got all your mounting holes for you got a ton of life drafts on this ship. I guess, I don't know, that's what you call them. I'm not a professional shipbuilder. I do like to build ships and all that, but I'm not with the technical terms as much as I would be with something sci-fi. But yeah, you got all the detail. Again, you got your textured deck planking in there and stuff. So if you paint it however you're going to paint it, and you give it a wash to look like real wood deck, that's fine. Although this ship, the World War II version, it's a wooden deck, but it's not natural wood tan. It's almost like an intermediate blue, the color that they painted it with. So I'm probably going for that that paint scheme and everything. Last real big part's going to be the base, the first section of your superstructure, and everything starts getting built up off of there in different levels and stuff. But again, and there's side pieces that go on different parts of these walls that actually got ladders and piping and portholes molded into them and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a really well detailed and designed kit and everything, and this one as well, in the areas where it needs to be. It's got the wood planking. You can probably hear when I run my finger over it. So anyway, that's probably the final big part. Some of these screws are identical, some aren't. I'm going to pull out a couple of them here at a time. There's some of your different levels for your superstructure, all that. Now this one even is detailed to the extent where in reality they got 2 of the screws had 5-blade props, 2 of them had 4 blades. They got this in this kit. A lot of kits, lower end quality kits, don't go to that extent and everything. But this is still a lot of your more manageable, bigger pieces that aren't so tiny and tedious. There's some small stairways that you got to mount and everything, different things. The only thing is the crane. It's a one-piece mold. You can probably drill it out and carve it out with an X-Acto. It is 2 halves and everything. And like I said, since this is not a standard scale, there's really nothing as far as photo etch available for it. You might be able to go with the 350th scale photo etch set. They do make they do make the set for the 350th with the crane and all that, and the catapults. But it's again a little bit of scale. Maybe only between 400 and 350. It's going to be a big difference in the size of the parts. So. But to me, that's not a big issue and everything. It's still got a lot of detail that a lot of kits of, that you think of this don't have. And there's not been many new kits. They got some new company out that's doing this now, but it's like several $100s. It comes with like hundreds of pieces of photo etch, everything. I saw a video of you. I forget the name of the model company, but it's a high-end. I mean, it'll knock Tamiya off the planet when people start buying it and putting it together. That's how detailed and clean it is. But this is from 2019 when Academy came out with this. So it's a newer kit. So the molds are still, in excellent shape. You don't have any kind of imperfections. There's no flash on anything in these kits, neither one of them, and all that. So. This one down here, you got some bigger parts and everything, and you can see there's a lot of little molded stuff. There's one of the sidewalls that goes to the bottom part of that superstructure base with the portholes, ladders in there and stuff. So, I mean, even if you don't buy generic photo etch, try to match up to this. I mean, the rating I got is 400 scale, and the same with the 200 scale aircraft carrier. That is 200 scale, but it's generic brand. And that's all it is railing, and it does have ladders. But I mean, if you just paint it up and do a little bit of wash on there, all that detail is going to pop really well and stuff. I'll probably end up drilling out the portholes and filling them with crystal clear, even though it's not going to be lighted or nothing like that. But it'll just look more realistic like that with drilled out portholes. But all these different round pieces here were different. The different anti-aircraft gun and everything mount. It's the same assembly procedure as Tamiya. The part sprue, if you held it up to the 350 one, it's identical. It's a spitting image and stuff. So I'm real happy with the purchase and everything and all that. And I tell you the truth, I actually didn't expect it to be that many parts. Now there, you can see there, these side parts here. Let me flip this screw around. There's actually side pieces that you got to mount to some of the gun turrets and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not like just okay, we're gonna mold a gun turret all in one piece and kind of skimp on the detail. There's a lot of separate pieces that you gotta assemble to make up a complete gun turret and everything. So we're gonna get to the gun turrets now. This screw is just the upper part of the gun turret. There's your funnel, one of your funnel assemblies. There's your the smokestack that goes on top of the funnel assembly and all that. More sidewalls with detail on them, portholes and stuff like that. What else we got here? Some more sidewalls there make up the superstructure. Some more there. They got a lot of detail, nice crisp detail. Those are your turret tops and everything. You know, you kind of get an idea of the size of those. And also, that's that sprue. I'm going to pull a couple things out before I pop those back in the box. Keep things kind of organized here. Bear with me. I'm just trying to keep things so I don't misplace something and end up not being able to complete the build. Pretty much the same style stand we got with the aircraft carrier. Kind of flimsy. It's not going to really rest the ship on there. Pretty solid. It'll be able to slide around or anything like that. I'll probably do the same thing for this. Build a nice wooden base for it. Attach the nameplates to that and everything. So those are two of the same sprues there. We got some sprues that are doubles. So I'm only gonna get one of each out. So here's some of your, here's the bottom of your turrets and all that. If you look at the Tamiya ones, identical. The guns, the big guns. Not a lot of model companies do that. They've actually got the blast bags molded onto them and everything. So they're pretty cool. They are solid, as far as I know. Yeah, they are solid. If you probably get a small drill bit and a pin vise and drill them out a little bit to make them look like a, you know, open, like they got a, you know, opening in them, stuff like that. But yeah, there's some of your other guns, and if you notice, there's pieces that got to be added to the sides. You got your side plates there, all that stuff. You got a lot of your tied down cleats and everything. It's like, you know, it's complete. There's the little guns that mount those and all that. So, yeah, this is a really well detailed kit. And right there, as you can see, that's how tiny some of the parts are to this. So it's not much, like I said, it's not much bigger than different than the bigger scale, just a little bit smaller, but it's just as well detailed. So, so that's going to be that one. Next one we got a sprue. This got a lot of your tiny parts here. Some of your guns, like these ones there over my finger, they've actually got the anti-aircraft guns. They got the shields that go over them and everything, which you see right down there at the bottom of the sprue. These life rafts, whatever, lifeboats, they're actually they actually got very fine detail inside of them and everything, very realistic looking and stuff. So, but yeah, this is a lot of your tinier parts and everything, stuff like that. So sorry about the lighting, the getting out of focus once in a while, but I just thought I'd do these quick reviews and give you an idea what you get in these kits for a fraction of the cost of the bigger ones. And you know, maybe a lot of people don't know that Academy does do high quality stuff and things like that. So anyway, that's there's 2 of those sprues, so you can imagine the amount of parts. There's probably at least 100 parts on that sprue, so times 2, that's a couple hundred there. Lastly, this sprue, it's got another bunch of tiny parts, very small tiny parts, different little the radar things and stuff like that, different assemblies. There's your seaplanes, got to be assembled. I haven't paid attention. You know, somebody mentioned that they didn't come with propellers. I'm not sure, but take a piece of small styrene or something and fabricate your own and everything. But yeah, it's just you know, all the small detail parts and everything. I was really amazed. I wasn't expecting this when I ordered them and opened up the boxes to check them out. I wasn't expecting the quality that I'm seeing and stuff. You got your nameplates, 2 of them. This is another one. This is 2 of the same sprue. So, like I said, you can imagine how many parts are on there. And you got your standard decal sheet, and your different flags. Decals are printed pretty good, and like I said, I like paper flags to put on my rigging. So I'll probably end up making a copy of these on my printer and stuff, and then just cutting out the paper ones to use and stuff like that. But get your basic set of decals. It's got the BB 63, the 63 that goes up on each side of the bow. You got your USS Missouri. It's in white, so it's hard to see on the decal paper, but it's there, the USS Missouri, which goes on the stern. Another pretty thorough instruction manual. I forgot to mention, they do both give you color callouts. The only problem is Tester is Model Master. Most of the colors Model Master, they're not available no more. For this one, I did order a bunch of Tamiya's blues, different grays, everything like that. I'll explain the color scheme on this ship after we look at this. But yeah, the other one, the aircraft carrier, does also give out color calls as well as this one, and everything's noted in the instructions as you build, what colors get what gets what colors and all that. And basically your first step is building up your turrets, and there you can see each turret, the amount of parts that make up each turret assembly and stuff like that. So it's quite detailed. I mean, they could have just made a made a turret with a couple add-on pieces and left it at that, but they it's actually, just like I said, it's the same assembly as the Tamiya kits are, and a fraction of the cost and everything, and for only a difference of 3 inches, unless you're really a shipbuilder that wants something that's really big and to take up space. This one really fits the bill and everything. So, but there you can see just your forward deck, all the parts that go on that forward section up there by the bow and everything. And it's pretty gets pretty complex. And there's your aft section of the deck, all the detail parts that get mounted back there and everything. and stuff. So it's you know, it's not going to be no little couple of weeks build and that's it. This is going to be just as time consuming as the bigger models, just a smaller scale. I mean, look at all the parts right there on that one piece and all that. So yeah, I'm happy with the purchase on this kit. I didn't realize it was going to be this detailed. I mean, I knew by the parts count and everything, but I didn't expect this much detail on it and stuff. So just going to build up to a really nice display piece and everything. Then we start getting into superstructure and everything like that. So I'm not going to go through the whole book again, but again, it gives you an idea what's in the kit, what's all involved. I'm going to bring the cover back up here again. I know it's getting a little darker in the room. Daylight not coming through the window as I would like it, but we can see from here. Now the paint scheme on the World War II thing, you know, a lot of times you see model builders, they'll build a ship, they'll paint the hull red, they'll put the black stripe, the boot stripe on, they'll paint the hull like a haze gray, regular gray, you know, something light gray color. The deck they'll paint like wood tan and everything. They call this paint scheme that they're showing here on the box, and then the pictures on the side of the box, everything looks kind of dark, but they're calling that's called measure 32. You actually got the hull red, you got your boot stripe. This part of the hull, the darker section, that's actually like a dark sea gray, and then you got your haze gray little area up here that runs just to the end of that curve where the bow curves upward. All your horizontal surfaces on the deck are kind of like a intermediate blue, which is I'm sorry, this is a dark sea blue. Your decking is an intermediate blue, which is a little lighter than that. All your vertical surfaces are your haze gray or whatever color you choose to use that's close to that. So I ordered a bunch of Model Master paints, about 2-3 of each jar, to 3/4 ounce bottles from Hobby Link. I have to do some mixing because most of the colors, like I said, most of the colors they call out are Model Master, which isn't available no more. And most of my Model Masters haven't been used for so long, they're pretty much dried up like rock in the bottles. So even trying to thin them out would be just a waste of time because they'd be lumpy and chunky and wouldn't go through an airbrush too well. So, but yeah, that's the color scheme. I have seen some like companies that build wooden replicas that do paint it up. The actual ship, 1991, it pretty much went through a refit just like the Enterprise in the movies. They did a refit, changed over all the weaponry to more modernized weaponry. They got a big tall goofy antenna up here with some arms coming off of it, 8 arms coming off in 2 rows and stuff. That's the one I built, the small Missouri. In fact, to me, the trumpeter Missouri that I built was 1/700 scale. That one only came in around 15 inches, so this is like 10 inches, over 10 inches bigger than that. But anyway, that was a version that had the gray, all the gray superstructure, the wood tan deck and everything. The World War II version, which this is based on, is the different shades of the blues and everything. They call that measure 23. You can also paint this what they call the dazzle paint scheme, which is you get that kind of like camouflage, all the different wavy lines, the different shades of grays and blues and stuff like that. That's what they call the dazzle paint scheme. I'm not going to get into something like that. I'm pretty much going to do it up like the box. I did download some good photos of, you know, they're printed photos better than what you get on the box of the actual, where you can actually see the shade of blue. So when I mix my paints for the different areas, I can get them pretty close and everything. I'm not looking at spot on perfect. I just want to get something that's going to be close and, you know, look decent when it's finished and everything like that. So, but other than that, you know, I will be doing some rigging on these and stuff eventually too, and all that. So, but that's basically what we got. So, hopefully these videos were helpful to you guys, and give it a little pick up some of some of the box art, you can see the deck, everything's pretty much dark and everything like that. It's not a wood tan. I mean, if you want to paint it that way, it's your model, you do like you want, but I want to try to do something that's you know, fairly accurate to what it was back in the day and everything like that. So there's another little shot and all that. And also, and another thought I had, I may decide to paint the deck a wood tan and do like a kind of like a intermediate blue wash over it, where you see some areas where maybe it's getting worn and stuff like that. That might look pretty realistic too. So, but when the time comes, it's going to be a while before I get to that stage. Another thing, there's a lot of masking. You know, once you paint that deck with the base color for the vertical areas with your gray, you're going to have to mask all that off, and then do your deck color and stuff like that. So there's going to be probably more paint time than build time, I'm imagining, stuff and all that. But I want it to turn out to be good quality. I always wanted to build a bigger version of this than what's been available on the market. To me, is just out of my price range for the big 350th one. And like I said, this is actually just take the Tamiya kit and put it in a downsizer machine, and this is what you get. And like I said, it's only 3 inches shorter, so there's not a big difference at all. So till the next time, that's gonna do it for this. Sorry about the quality of the video. I just wanted to do this kind of in a hurry, give you guys an idea of what you get in the kit, show you guys how many parts you get in the kit, the detail on the parts and all that. When I do updates now and then going through the build, the videos will be back, you know, to better quality and stuff. Plus it's starting to get a little dark out. I don't have as much daylight coming through the window where I'm in the room I'm at. So but that's gonna do it. So I want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thanks for leaving me all the great comments. Thanks for hitting the like buttons. Any questions, feel free to get a hold of me in the comments, or you can contact me with my email, which I leave in the description on all my videos. So till the next time, everybody.